This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, November 16th.
Yeah.
Problem with your volume over there?
Yeah, I don't know. It probably turned itself down.
Yeah, all right.
Might have been the dog.
It's the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network now.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Hammer Down Racing Report is proud to announce we are now part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. We will continue to deliver the racing content you have come to expect from the show in the past, with no changes to the format of the show. Only change will be our access to enhanced resources provided by the Evergreen Podcast Network. It's like we're part of a team now.
Yeah. A big team.
It's weird. There's no Hammer Down Racing Report and team. Wait, there is now.
Go team.
There you go. This is show number 307. It's Ron Miller, Scott Hammer, and Cory McCaughey, our Fremont Dirt Truck Champion. Cap Henry will be joining us as well. Tonight is Fremont Champions Night.
Yeah.
And we're coming into you live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook from the John Young Racing for First Responders, Dave Kemmer studio.
I was even sporting my Cam Racing T-shirt tonight.
That's a nice shirt.
I would, but I don't have one. I'm not cool enough
Well,
to have one.
And it's really kind of special, Scott, because there's a couple of
Your name's on there.
There's a couple of guys who are on the shirt who are no longer with us, but for sure they were part of. They were a very big part of Cory's championship this year.
Oh yeah, yep. Mr. Green, man, the whole season was for him. So
we'll be talking to you more in depth about your championship season. I want to mention that we were number 53 in Australia. I think that's the highest we've been in Australia on Apple
That's
Podcasts.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And we actually charted in the U.S. on Apple Podcasts as well within the past couple of weeks at number 248. Not as impressive, but just the fact we made the charts, I'm okay with that. We're going to sell lots of albums now. We're charting.
Get those
You have a
stickers,
number one.
man.
Oh,
we going to go gold, buddy?
Yeah. Speaking of the stickers, your chance to win one of our DCR Hammer Down Racing Report stickers. We'll do this. It's right. If I turn it the right way, I can always see it when I do that. Right there, one of these we're giving away this week, not one of the special ones. We're going to do that next week, or actually no show next week because that's Thanksgiving.
No, I don't think they're going to see us next week.
We're actually going to have Dale Cole Jr. here in the studio, I believe, because he's going to be giving away some T-shirts.
Ooh.
Some Chase Elliott apparel, I believe.
On Thursday, all by himself?
Well, I believe we'll be here, too.
Oh, you're talking a week from...
A week, 2 weeks.
A day after Thanksgiving.
2 weeks, our next show.
The week after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Anyways,
Okay.
if you want to win one of these stickers, hashtag DCR, type that into the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and we'll do that drawing at the end of the show. And as I mentioned tonight on the show, it's 2023 Fremont Speedway Champions featuring Cap Henry, winner of the 410s. Paul Weaver, not a big radio guy, doesn't like the publicity, so...
Somebody asked me why he wasn't going to be on, and I just said that he prefers to let his driving do the talking.
There you go. Cory McCaughey does not, because he's been in the studio like 100 times within the past 2 or 3 months.
It's pretty convenient for me. I'm like a mile and a half that way. So,
well, and you had a busy last couple months. Things finally
a couple things to talk about. Yeah. So
things finally calmed down for you yet, or
Sunday,
what's next for you?
Wash everything.
Okay,
we still got go-kart stuff sitting over.
I was going to say, after last Sunday's go-kart race, did you take a deep breath and say,
It's funny you say a deep breath, because I think I got a bit of pneumonia from the race, because there were some fluids that went down in my lungs during the chug that shouldn't have been there, and I missed work on Monday, and just it wasn't fun. But it's funny that you say deep breath, because I wasn't breathing very good. Yeah, it was terrible. But
so we'll learn more about that coming up here in a little bit. Are you doing the hangover race?
Our stuff is currently apart, so
you got like a month and a half to put it back together.
We could. I mean, I could have the truck.
He's got a late model you can buy.
That didn't work out so well the last time. Last time I was in his late model, it went boom. So, yeah.
Well, there's no motor on it this time, so you'd be on your own.
Yeah, same as my stuff right now. So.
All right, I see Dean Henry's with us, too, and we'll be giving away some Big D's Pizza coming up a little bit later with our How Many. We had a tie for last week with the USAC Midgets, Bakersfield on Tuesday. Yeah, and we were both a little low on that number.
Really?
A little too conservative, yeah. Before we get to our Fremont champions, I got to mention Dominator Race Products. They have what you need to be in the winner's circle. 30 years of experience to put you out front. They got hoods, fillers, doors, quarters. Check out their composite ultimate body panels, late model nose kits, 3-piece modified valance kit, fan shrouds, and more. Order direct from DominatorRaceProducts.com or give them a call at 419-923-6978. Dominator Race Products are also available from your local reputable race shop, such as Ron Miller Race Cars.
And we thank them for that.
Oh, yeah, great products.
Also, Freeze Frame Photos. Contact them for all your racing photo needs. I got some updated information from Charlie to pass along here tonight. You can, of course, order all those custom items they have just in time for Christmas. Or you have what? You having problems?
Headphones went dead.
Oh, well, that's not good.
No, they're not dead.
Well, that's good, but you'll be able to hear Cap in just a little bit then. Order those 2024 custom calendars right now if you haven't already. He had the Champions ones. I think he's going to have those on display tomorrow, or not tomorrow, 2 days from now, at the awards gathering for Oakshade Raceway, the Fulton County Fairgrounds. Christmas is coming, so.
And those are so cool. For some of our new listeners, you can get a hold of him and
make your own calendar,
right?
With custom photos. Like I said, they're going to be set up at the awards gathering Saturday from 1 to 4. They're going to be taking pictures, selling 2023 pictures. Also willing to wheel and deal within reason if you buy a huge bulk quantity. That's the quote from him. Huge bulk quantity.
I saw that.
You buy a huge bulk quantity, and you could probably get, I don't know. I don't know what's reasonable. I don't even want to throw out a number in case I'm wrong, but he'll wheel and deal with you. So get out there, check those out. All custom photos that will be on display will also be for sale. And if you place any orders within the last week, please remember to stop by and pick it up from him. If you ordered something at the track during the season, haven't picked it up yet, he'll have that out there as well. So stop out and you can pick it up there as well. And also, they've just announced that they will be returning as the official track photographers for 2024.
Wow, what a surprise that is.
Give Charlie a call, 419-476-9978. Freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time. Also got to mention Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, and DCR Graphics. No real racing roundup this week. Not much going on
Nothing
past
around
weekend other
here.
than the USAC, and we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. That was Tuesday.
Way out west.
Yeah, California stuff. So, with that, how about we ring up Cap here? We'll get Cap on, and we'll talk to Cory as well. While we'll do that, maybe we'll start with you. Have you had time to enjoy the championship yet? I mean, you've been so busy with the Showdown series right after, well, kind of during and after winning the championship. I mean, has it had time to sink in yet?
Yeah. We've had a little bit of celebration and stuff like that from I most of you know that I'm a big hockey guy, at least Toledo Walleye. So, I always had this thought in my head that if we ever pull off championship, that whoever's involved that season is gonna, I'm just gonna go rent a suite and put everybody in it, and we're gonna drink and eat and hoot and holler all night. And
I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, man. Like I was really, we're missing a couple people, but it was a good time. Unfortunately, you can't take everybody. You'd love to take everybody, but the prime people were there, so it was pretty cool. But no, we haven't had much of a chance because we went right into Showdown stuff, and then right into other Showdown stuff, and then 2.5 and whatever else you want to call it.
A lot of Fremont changes.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Hey, Cap, it's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Cory McCaughey.
How are you guys?
Good, Cap.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Now, you got yourself the trifecta. We talked to you last, the end of November, or end of November, August. It's either the end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah.
A couple weeks before the Fremont Championship, you had the Attica and the AFCS pretty much locked up. You were a little
skeptical
on getting the Fremont one and getting that trifecta. How'd you end up pulling that off there with just a couple races left?
We had just been really good all year long at, Fremont there. And luckily we kind of got our stuff together and quit having DNFs. And we won the last couple of races there. And, that helped secure the points championship.
And how many points? Wait, I think I have that. You won by 16 points. You were behind by 19 points. So you had quite a swing in points there from the end of August to championship night.
Yeah, we went into it was actually going into the feature for Saturday on the final night. It was basically whoever beat who in the feature won the track championship.
So how intense did that make things?
It definitely made it more intense. When Travis and I started off the front row, and Travis initially got us the jump, and we got lucky to run him back down. And then, we were kind of having some issues with our car at the end of the race. Steering gear was kind of messing up under cautions, and the engine was running really hot. So it was pretty nerve-wracking until it was finally over.
And how cool is it then to actually get that trifecta, the Attica Fremont and the Attica Fremont Championship Series championship all in the same year?
It's really cool. To be honest, I thought more people had done it, and then found out that Byron Reed was the only other person that had done it. It just shows how good of a team we really had all year long. With Zach and Jeff and Gary and Chris and Chad, gave me really good cars all year long. And I think it just showed that, we had a really good combination, and that, minus some, hiccups we had at Fremont, with some DNFs, just a really good year overall.
And, Cory, how close were the points for you with the dirt trucks going into championship night?
That was too close. Like I prefer.
Did that come? Was it as close as?
No, not that close. But we had like 2 weeks leading up to that was kind of there was a big switch. Davey had a ignition issue and didn't start the feature, which then kind of opened the door back up. And then we were chasing Keegan.
You guys had there was a pretty tight battle all year in the trucks.
We didn't get the points lead back until the night before championship night. So, but with the type of tracks that were showing up, we were pretty confident with. But we just had to finish all the laps because the Dustin Keegan's usually not fast on heavy tracks. So, and we're faster than him on heavy tracks. We're just not fast on heavy tracks. So we were pretty confident that we'd, as averages would go, we'd have been okay. So.
And this is your very first track championship.
Yeah, 21 years.
21 years trying, and you've been a bridesmaid many times, but never 7 times. Yeah.
Cap, how many?
Not that you're keeping track. No.
Cap, how many track championships for you?
This year I had 2 before this year, so this year made it 5 total.
That's it.
Second Attica championship, right?
Yeah, second Attica championship, and second AFCS championship. First time I won the Fremont track title.
So, what do you think about virtually all the tracks in the area resurfacing? Is that going to be good or bad?
I definitely think it's a good thing. They hadn't put dirt on Fremont in a few years. They keep putting different dirt on Attica. So hopefully whatever got put on it is better.
Attica got the same dirt as Fremont.
Yeah, I was going to say they dug that dirt.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yep. So if they're both good or both bad, we know who to blame.
Yeah, there's one way to look at it. Attica, I like going to Attica, and it just seems like the past couple of years they've kind of struggled with the surface, and it's not due to lack of effort. They do keep trying. It just seems like it just wasn't good. And, so hopefully this is a good change. I've always thought that the clay that they put on Fremont was some of the best in the whole state. So, hopefully I think it'll be good then.
Well, you had a pretty decent year at both tracks. I mean, you got, 6 feature wins at Fremont, 4 at Attica this year?
I think that's what it was. Yeah. We just, like I said, our cars were just really good from the get-go. We obviously big changes when we switched to that 33W car with Jeff Ward. And, I really felt that Jeff had a really good program in place. And Zach did a really good job with it. Berryman Racing Shocks did a great job keeping us, going all year long. and just felt really confident in the cars that we brought to the track every week.
Now, and Cory, you only not to minimize your championship, you only had one feature win, but again, a very competitive year in the Dirt Truck Series. Do you wish you had more to go with the championship, or
we set out from day one with one goal,
and that's the championship?
It was finishing top fives, just plucking away at top fives, because the division has a lot of parity now. You don't have to win every single week. There's a lot of guys and everybody has bad nights. So everybody, and we had two bad nights and still came away with it somehow. So, but yeah, would we want more? Sure. I'll tell you right now, I'm never running for another championship again. It's not happening.
I was going to ask you, I think we've talked about this, your opinion again on point racing.
It's the worst thing ever invented.
And you've been doing it for 21 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been this close or closer, and then had it lost in the last race. So I just don't care for it.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
It's not. It takes. I do this for fun. That's not fun. So not that I want to quit, but it makes you frustrated with just you're showing up, and man, I think I rounded off every bolt on my truck just over that last week, just trying to tighten everything up, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be fun. So,
Cap, are we going to see you back trying for a trifecta next year?
I don't think so. I don't. Right now, we don't know. Everything's such a toss-up in the 410 sprint car world. We don't. We don't know what we're going to do yet. Kind of let some of the dust settle and see what happens. But I don't think we'll be back doing all three again. It wasn't even our plan this year. And it just kind of fell in our laps that we ended up leading the points or being pretty close to all of them. So we ran it. Attica is always pretty easy for us to make on a Friday night. Zach works close, I work close. So it's easy for us to go to. We'd like to try and travel a little bit more on Saturday. That's kind of the direction the program's going, to try and be able to do that. So I can't say that we'll be at Fremont every single week, but we'll see what happens.
You talked about sprint car racing being in a little bit of disarray right now. What's your thoughts on Flow Racing pretty much trash canning All-Stars and then expanding their series? Any thoughts of following some of that?
I'm sure we'll run some of the races when they're close. We're not. It sounds like that's going to be, a rival type of deal to the Outlaw deal, and
right.
That's not something that we're going to be chasing full time. We'll definitely try and run if there's races close that we can run. We'll try. It's a little disappointing to see that they're just going to let the All-Star name die. That was a way that it was always a big deal in Ohio when the All-Stars came to the area. Sure. Even though they came a lot. And then, that's really where I learned, and I did a lot of years doing the All-Star deal. So it was a big deal when I finally won my first All-Star race. Something I was really proud of and still proud of. So it's a little bit disappointing that that's going to kind of die. And, I hope that something changes with that, just because, with that going away, that does leave a really big void, in kind of the Ohio and this kind of area as a region. That was a really good opportunity for sprint car guys to go make money, just running the races. So I hope something does come along to fill that void.
What are you hearing about the Fast Series becoming kind of a regional series to replace where All-Stars were?
To fill that void.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what's going to happen. It's already been there. It's been there for a couple years. And in the past, it hasn't filled that void. I'd say it's basically just a little bit above the AFCS deal. Maybe with the All-Stars gone, maybe it can grow more. I don't want to put down what Aaron does with that, because any of those guys that put together any of those series, it's a lot of work, and maybe it can become more. Obviously, they announced that that's going to be Ohio Speed Week now, so I guess we'll kind of see what happens.
Now it seemed a lot of sprint car racers, at least in this area, were kind of feel the same way you do, disappointed with the high limit racing kind of canning, I guess, the All-Star series and kind of doing their own thing, putting the high limit series name out. You've run some high limit races, and I remember last time we talked to you, you mentioned that how they'd have the choose cone for the restarts, and you had sometimes forgot to choose. Yeah.
I mean, the high limits deal by all means is it's a good idea. I haven't been around as long as many guys have, but it seems like anything that kind of goes up against the Outlaws doesn't. There's a reason we still know the World of Outlaws, and a lot of guys don't know of like the USA Tour and the NST Tour. So maybe it pushes them along. I don't think it's good to see the All-Star name get sacrificed to try and make that happen. It's so early on. It's just hard to say what's going to be the best and, what was good for sprint car racing and what wasn't. I guess in the years to come, we'll find out. It'd be interesting to see what happens, what if the high limits keeps, like their choose cone and some of that other stuff, or what they choose to use and choose not to use. I'd heard supposedly they were going to keep like the midweek championship. Cause that was kind of like a cool deal that, Zach and I got to go do with that Mark Daly 2MD car. We got to go run a lot of races that originally we didn't plan on running and probably wouldn't have been able to run if they had been on weekends. So I thought that was really cool, and liked that part of it. But also grateful that, SCS Gearbox, allowed me time off work to go do that stuff. So I don't know, it's going to be, a lot of change this year, and, hopefully most of it's for the good.
Here's one for you. Do you think Tony Stewart would have sold it if he knew they were going to dissolve it?
It's hard saying.
I'm sure that was in the conversation. I'm sure they had intent. Like those questions were asked beforehand. He didn't just like willy nilly let it go. Like it's the All Stars, man. Tony saved the All Stars. Like,
he did.
Like I don't understand it. It frustrates me really bad because like as a kid, like the All Stars are in town. We were excited.
Yeah.
All Stars. It's Speed Week. It's really frustrating for a fan of that to see it just go away. Just like snap your finger, it's gone.
Speaking of Speed Week, Fast Series picking up on that, and to answer your question, the midweek, High Limit's having a separate midweek series point fund to go along with their national point thing. But Ohio Sprint Speed Week, we announced last week, is going to be sanctioned by Fast with support from High Limit. Will we see Cap Henry running the Ohio Sprint Speed Week next year, do you think?
I mean, obviously every year you try and run all of Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Right now it's a big unknown. Part of it for us to be able to go do all that's the payout. And the Fast payout doesn't, in years past, has not matched what the All-Star payout was. I know they announced that they've got increased purse, but it's still lower than what the All-Star purse was. I know they said they haven't come out with a purse yet for what Speed Week's going to be, so it'll just kind of depend. To go do that amount of races, it's got to be worth going to. So, I mean, I'm not to just not give you an answer, but it'll just kind of depend on what the payout is.
Gotcha. Let's kind of focus back on the season in your championships. Talking to Cory about point racing, what is your feeling on point racing, be it for a track championship or a series championship?
I have the exact same feeling as Cory. I can't stand it. The plan wasn't to points race. Like I said, Attica kind of fell in our lap. The AFCS deal kind of fell in our lap, and we were either really good at Fremont or we didn't finish. And luckily we just won enough races to make it count. I like to just go out and try and win races. That's what I enjoy. That's what makes sprint car racing fun for me. The points race and things never really been my gig. So that's why it's not on the plan for next year. And I agree with everything Cory said. It's frustrating, and you get to the end of the year, and you worry about every little thing and things you shouldn't worry about, and just trying to check every box and make sure nothing goes wrong, and all of that
sucks a little bit of the fun out.
All of it.
All of
Yeah.
it.
All of it.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
All right, I got some questions here for both of you guys relating to your championship series. You just lost your camera there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you'll come back. There you go. Cap, what was the most memorable night this past season, and why, either at Attica or Fremont?
I don't think I don't think there's any night that particularly sticks out. I would say probably the first night at Fremont. The track was really slick, and that was situations that we had really struggled with. Zach and I had struggled with in the past. So to go into that, definitely kind of concerned about how good we would be, and then we were just really, really good, and really happy with the program we had. So I think that stands out as that was a point that I was able to take a breath and know that the decisions we had made to race with Jeff, we were going to be okay.
What about you, Cory? What was your most memorable
championship night?
Championship night.
Yeah, I had family in from Florida and Atlanta, and just everybody. Like, I remember looking around and seeing all these people. I was like, "Where's my brother?" And then I was like, "Oh, there's my brother." Like, because we were changing a carburetor. I had one taken care of, and it was fluttering through hot laps, and then there was a red flag. I think Howdy wound up in the turn one wall or something, and they were fixing the fence. And I was like, "We're going to change it back to the other carburetor right now." And I'm like working on it. My brother walks up and is like, "Need a flashlight?" It's like, "No, I'm good." I didn't know who it was. I didn't even look. And then he's like, "No, do you need a flashlight?" And I heard his voice that time. I looked over, and my brother's there up from, he lives just north of Atlanta. He had drove up for the day. So, stuff like that, man. Stuff that you can't, can't buy, can't create. It just happens. So.
Gotcha. On the other side of the coin, is there a night that you would like to forget? I know, Cory, you had one night you failed. Was it post-race inspection?
No, I'm actually good with that.
Okay.
I really, I like the fact that they were, because a lot of people say that I'm the track favorite and I get away with a lot of stuff. So for them to DQ me, I'm good with it, because it showed that they weren't playing favorites and stuff like that.
So was there another night that?
We exploded an engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the night that
we still finished?
The oil filter came off? That was something else?
That one was funny.
Okay.
That was funny word or funny haha?
That was funny because that was that 2-night show. They had added us to a Friday night and then brought us back on a Saturday, and drove into turn one. Same oil filter, same everything that we had on all night, and drove into turn one and hit the throttle, and I had no traction. So I looked down at the gauges, and because obviously it was covered in oil, gauges are at 0. I shut it off, pull into the inside, go back to the pits afterwards, and see that the oil filter left, just came off.
Well, it could have been worse.
I mean, it didn't even unthread. Like, I tried to put one on the next day, and there was no stud. Like, it had snapped off.
Oh.
There was a wears. So I was having like a low oil pressure issue. So I thought it was the bypass and the one I had. So I bought one without a bypass, and apparently there's a manufacturing flaw that whenever I tightened it up, it held on for long enough, but not long enough to make the whole day. So we went out. Gumby had helped me, and I had some of my crew guys helping us, and we put thanks to Butch actually, a new oil filter adapter on, and went out and ran it around, and everything was back to normal for that Saturday show, and then we won Saturday after the oil filter coming off Friday. So I woke up Saturday like I junked the engine. It has to be. There's no way. There's no way I saved it. There's no way. And somehow.
What about you, Cap? Any nights from this past season you'd like to kind of put behind you and forget about?
Yeah, there was a night at Fremont. I think we started, I don't know, 5th, 7th, something like that. And in 2 laps, it drove to the lead. And then the lower shaft in the rear end broke and ended up not finishing. That one was pretty frustrating because we just knew how good we were. right off the bat. And, yeah, that was frustrating to say the least.
Another question for each of you guys. Who would you consider your toughest competitor in each of your classes? Cap?
I don't know. The 410 deal, there's so many. I'd have to say probably Byron Reed or, Travis Philo. Both those guys are pretty good. And, Byron's retiring and was really good, night in and night out. And, same for Travis. Those guys have really good equipment and they do a really good job. And, so it's tough to beat those guys.
What about in the dirt trucks?
Man, that's tough too, because we have about 5 guys that can win. So, on a week to weekend, so it used to be the Sean show. Like all you had to do was beat Sean, and if you beat Sean, you were probably going to win that day. So, but now we have Jamie Miller, Dave Gumby, Dustin Keegan's threatening on slick tracks. I think Gappy was in there a couple times too, threatening to win. So to pick one is probably Jamie Miller right now. He's probably the guy to beat. If you beat him, you're probably, you're probably going to do good that day. So,
last question for you, Cap. But what we kind of touched on this, plans for next season. A lot of things up in the air. Are you back with Jeff Ward Motorsports for 2024 at least? Has that been determined yet?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Zach and I will be coming back to the 33W with Jeff Ward and Gary Griff. Past that, we don't really know a schedule or anything yet, but we're excited. Got some building new cars, got a new engine being built, old ones being refreshed. But yeah, beyond that, we don't really know yet.
Any idea when you might know? And is there people follow you on social media? I know you have Cap Henry Racing on Facebook, right?
Yeah, there's a Cap Henry Facebook, there's a Cap Henry Instagram, there's a Cap Henry Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it.
What about TikTok? Do you do TikTok?
I do not do TikTok.
I have much more respect for you now.
Yeah, you got to win.
My social media stuff needs some work. Actually got into a deal where there was issues with it and it doesn't work, and anything that gets posted to it doesn't show. So everybody that looks at it's going to be disappointed because there's nothing posted since June or something like that. But there'll be an announcement when we figure out what we're going to do going forward. But right now the plan is just to run a bigger schedule than what we were in this year. And after that, we'll see what happens.
How many races? What's your goal?
I don't have a goal or anything. We'll look at the schedules once schedules come out, and then see what looks good and see what's doable. And we'll just figure it out from there.
Any plans to go down to Florida, January, February?
No, we won't go do Florida. That's a good time. Jeff goes down there on vacations every year.
Great time to be down there.
Yeah, so he needs to have time to vacation and not have to stress about what Zach and I are doing. So we do plan on trying to do the Kings Royal and the Knoxville Nationals this year with Jeff's car. So those are some big ones that we've got circled that we want to do. But after that, there's nothing in particular.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on getting that trifecta there. I mean, that's definitely a feat. And you mentioned Byron Reed doing that as well, and he's retiring. We talked to him.
Was that under fast whenever Byron did it?
Yes.
Okay. But that's pretty impressive, and congratulations to you. We appreciate you giving us the time here tonight.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Congratulations to Cory on his championship. Those guys, a lot of people don't stay and watch the dirt trucks at Fremont, but they need to. They put on some really good races, and, congrats to everybody involved there.
Thanks. Actually, I do have one more question. This is a competition between you and Cory. And Paul. Paul's not here to speak for himself, but we'll throw Paul into this. We're going to put all three of you guys on tricycles, little kid ones, so you don't really fit on it, and race you down the front stretch at Fremont. Who's going to win?
I'm feeding everybody the right rear.
Paul's going to win. He's the smallest.
Paul's going to win.
It might be true there.
You agree with him?
He'd probably get up on a wheel a little quicker than us, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute just to sit down on that goofy little thing.
All right, Cap. We'll talk to you. I'm sure. Hopefully next year sometime.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Cap.
Bye.
See you, bud.
Yeah, bye.
There you go, Cap Henry, your 2023 Fremont Attica and Attica Fremont Championship Series champion. A lot of champions in there.
Yeah.
Good season.
And we're not done with you still. I have a couple more questions for you.
I almost got out of here.
No, not yet. Now we've like I said, we've had you on quite a bit the past couple months because you've been doing a lot
some stuff, yeah.
with promoting. Next year is are you going to be promoting? You going to be racing? You going to be doing both?
We're probably gonna expand. You know,
Expand what? Racing or promoting?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
We're gonna probably, we're gonna look into trying a few different things. So
If you expand much more, Cory, I
Might need a bigger seat.
Bigger seat, yeah.
Ron sells those.
yeah, my girlfriend would say I need a bigger hat if I were to expand anymore. Right. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But no, we're in a couple of talks with a couple of places in regards to the showdown stuff. I'd like to move
Additional tracks?
I would like to move forward with more than what we have right now, whatever that means to.
Are you speaking with any additional tracks?
We've spoken.
Speaking about additional tracks, I have an announcement about Millstream coming up later tonight.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It has nothing to do with the Showdown series, but it is about a race.
Cool, because I'm looking at Millstream. Honestly, like
That'd be great. That'd be a nice neutral location, kind of.
Yeah. There's a couple of concerns of my own just from being a racer there in regards to like that inner wall. I really dislike that inner wall, especially the way that
I've raced a lot
It's
there,
the walls-
Cory, and it's really not bad.
The wall's fine. It's just the gap.
Right.
Yeah,
and the end
they
of
need
the
to
other.
have gates on it or something. Like if they're gonna retain those holes, especially like into 3 and out of 4. If they're gonna retain those, they need to put like
Or extend it so it kind
like
of
an
comes in at
overlap
an
of
angle.
sorts. There's no overlap. It's not. It looks like Eldora, but it's not done like Eldora. So that needs to be corrected before somebody gets killed, because that's what's going to happen there, especially getting into 3. Like a lot of people come across somebody's nose and immediately
turned right
wind
down
up
in there.
right in it, and it's just I've almost personally hit it twice, and it's the only
I
time.
almost ran over Tony Stewart there once.
You probably should have that day, because he was being a dick to everybody, man. At least all the stock car guys, he's being a dick.
Well.
So, no, he shouldn't run over.
I guess when
Tony
you've got
Stewart.
that kind of money, you can be.
He was just like not being respectful, like coming around just puffing his chest and stuff, and I didn't really care for it. So I had carburetor problems. You can go run in your own track that day. We got this thing ain't working right now, so we still got to race that day. So apparently he was not telling the truth.
So you're going to be doing. I know your opinion on points racing.
Well, we'll have points. If we're gonna do it, I feel at this point in
No,
time.
I'm talking about you. You're racing, not you're promoting next year.
So
You switched gears
yeah,
already.
I'm going back.
You confused everybody.
I feel that I'm going to run all the races. Okay,
and if you happen to be in the points thing, then
I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna really try to not concern myself with like the end, because we set out from day one this season with one goal, and it wasn't winning races. Now I'm setting out to win every race. Like there's gonna be no more, finishing second or third just because I feel like I'm getting the equipment stressed too much. Because there was like 4 races this year where track was a little rough, and I didn't push the issue as much. Like I led 10 laps of one race and could have kept going, but I was like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna break the J bar. Like popped in my head. I don't want to deal with that no more ever again. I don't want to just trust that you built a good enough vehicle to take all 20 laps at the speed that you want to run. So yeah, we're not doing that no more. We're gonna set it on kill. And
Now, Fremont's opening a little earlier than normal this year, aren't
only
they?
about a week. Only about a week.
They're only a week after Attica's opener, I believe.
Yeah, because I think we looked in last year. It was like April 17th, so they're April 6th now.
Yeah.
So it's
Week, 2 weeks, whatever.
somewhere right in there. It
Could still be snowing.
more than likely the weather's going to win that race, as it does over at Attica for the home opener every
Exactly.
year. But we'll be ready.
So are you officially the champion yet, or does that happen at the awards banquet?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
No, they gave me a call, asked me my jacket size and stuff. So, everything's official. I passed tech.
Oh, okay.
So for once I passed tech. So we're good. We did it on the front stretch, the whole deal. But I don't know. I don't know if there is an awards banquet. Nobody knows. I've reached out and asked, and nobody seems to know about.
Who would be doing it? Would it be Rich, or would it be?
I would imagine that'd be the previous regime, and if the previous regime drops the ball on it, Rich is the kind of feller that would.
He'll take care of business.
I feel like he'd take care of it.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Yeah,
that's the vibe I get.
And not to but to be more like a middle finger type of thing. Like that's kind of like a Rich thing to do, I feel. So,
I gotcha.
So
Showdown Series you're working on, and you'll be back in the dirt truck.
Yeah. Yep.
And a couple of more go-kart races.
We'll be doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like Sunday's show. Like we usually start off our first promotion with the spring chug is what we call it. Dave puts a good track together.
Well, let's talk about what happened this past Sunday. Were you the promoter of this event?
Yeah,
as well.
Promoter and then last minute racer.
Okay.
I wasn't slated to race anything, and then
and how many of these go-kart events do you put on during the year?
this year was 3.
3. Okay, so this was the last one of this year.
Yeah. We usually just do a spring and a fall, we only usually do 2. Well, we ended up doing this thing called the Sizzler, which we pay cash to win. Try to keep it under $600. So I got to get Uncle Sam involved, and a couple guys show up. So we're I like the Sizzler. I think it's a cool one. Not to take away from any of the other ones, but that one's my personal favorite because it's a race. There's not a
No thoughts of a hangover type go-kart race?
I don't think that's possible. Those
snow?
those little engines, man, they go from cold to hot so quick that they'll just split in half.
Oh, okay.
And we've seen that happen with a couple of the he says winter truck.
So what happened this past weekend? Who were the winners again?
Oh, so we'll go backwards to forward. Grant Canfield was the mechanics race winner. Mechanics race, it was anybody that hadn't competed in any of the events prior, which there was 2 other events. Joe
Was there a point fund for this too?
Nope, no point fund.
Oh, okay.
This was a single race.
Gotcha.
But so and that paid $50 to win, which usually you go to Palmyra or something like that. Like a go-kart race only pays like $30, $20 to win, something like that. So, we're not paying a lot, but we're at least trying to give something back. The beer chug, which was won by Joe Warner, and then my buddy, the tree won. That's a story. Ask me about that here after I get done with this, because that's actually pretty funny. Joe Warner won that, and Jarrell Perry, a Butch Latte, and the dirt truck, he finished second. I think his head was hanging out behind his neck by the time it was all said and done. He's just so tired, because he's not raised. It was 35 laps, and it takes a lot to hold your head up the whole time. So, I've done that as well. Then the Gobbler, as we called it, that was won by, I believe, Roddy Schroyer's grandson, Caden.
Yeah, Kagan Schroyer.
Kagan.
Yeah.
I keep messing his name up. But yeah, he clean, neat, kid put together laps, 25 straight, didn't mess up, led every lap, earned it.
He's a great bowler too, so the same traits.
Gotcha. Like very precise. I watched him the whole time, and I was like, yeah, guy's been probably racing a while. I guess this is the end of his first year.
Right.
Full time. I
Started
guess he
up
ran
at
a couple of times at the end of last year, and then just kind of old dirt biker or something. But I feel like he's got it. Whatever it is, he's got.
If you had a second truck, would you be putting him in a truck like you did?
No, I'm not going to be an owner no more.
You're going to do that anymore?
No. Too many people went to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, the tree.
So what is this about the tree?
So
the tree won.
Afterwards, usually we put people in the go-karts and go let them practice, have a good time. I was putting one of my crew guys in, that was racing the Gobbler. He didn't have any luck, so we decided to put the queen of Fremont Speedway, Kylie Bingaman, in the go-kart, and she's out there.
Has she been in a go-kart before?
No.
Oh, okay.
And if she has, not much.
Okay.
And my go-kart's not slow. Like, it makes a lot of noise. It's pretty quick. It's geared right. And now you put her in it, that's 100 pounds less than me. It's going to be extra fast. And
That makes a difference?
just a little. You take 100 pounds off something, it's going to. But, yeah, she's out there. She's finding her throttle. She's finding the brake. She's running around. And I'm pulling her off to the side. I said, whenever you come off the corner, I want you to floor it until you get to me. And I'm, like, standing on the track. I got my hand out, doing those coaching things that I did back with, like, Riley and stuff like that back in the day. And next thing you know, she's starting to find the throttle through the corner. And then she's finding it earlier into the corner. And then she's full throttle through the corner. And then she clips a tire over in turn 4 and hits a tree head on, doing about 35 mile an hour, about 4 foot off the ground. Hits it, flips it, comes back down. She comes out of the thing. She's like, I'm okay. It's like the cart is now twisted. Like it's a mess. It's a mess. But thankfully she was okay. That's all that really mattered. And I told her that.
Were you worried?
A little bit, honestly.
Were you thinking you had another RJ incident?
She doesn't have the same parts.
Well, I understand. I mean, I didn't mean exactly.
So now we had a queen that went upside down. I understand that there was one more person during the day.
Yeah,
was
Craig.
Was it a bull? Yeah,
Craig went upside down. Actually, there was a couple of people.
What about? Was there a bulldog go upside down?
Bulldog went down upside down on a backstretch.
Yeah. Almost hit his sprint car wing.
Yeah, he's right about that same spot. That's pretty funny. I didn't put that together. But, yeah, somehow he clipped the backstretch wall.
This is Jimmy McCune, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, somehow I was over by the flag stand, and then, like, I heard, and I looked over, and the cart's on top of Jimmy. Like there was nobody around him. Like, he must have, like, got into the wall a little bit, climbed it, and dumped it over. But
another one of those I'm okay moments.
Yep, everybody was okay this time. The summer show, we had a guy break his shoulder over in the same spot that the Queen flipped. But yeah, he's good now. He had about 2 months of not lifting much on the left shoulder, right shoulder.
I know about messing up shoulders. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's a good time, man. And we got there's a good little program over there.
You're going to be doing that, promoting those again next year?
As long as Gumby lets me, I'll be doing it there.
Gumby's backyard go-kart.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Ottawa Lake Bull Ring.
Yes.
Yep. We borrow his tractor and cut it up pretty good and push a bunch of water and repack and do it 2-3 times. And
is the dirt good there? Do you need to resurface it?
No, we've actually had some compliments on it. Like, we were going to bring in clay, but I don't think we need it.
Okay.
I don't think we need it.
Are there concessions there?
There was concessions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
old track now.
Getting there. Yeah. Mrs. Gumby.
I meant to go there, but what was I doing?
Stephanie was selling hot dogs?
Hot dogs, pizza, and soda, chips. Everything's $1. Make it nice and easy. Walk up with a couple dollars. You can get fed and go back
and watch a bunch of crazy people.
A bunch of shitty sliders. Yep.
Did she have her wood fire going?
She had a propane fire. There was like a propane hibachi or something. Little stones and stuff in there. Yep. It was pretty cool.
We got some news to get to here. So, I do have one more question for you. I forgot about it. It has to do with the beard. Is that going to be back for next year?
The beard?
The beard.
That's not going away. Buddy.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, there's a fiery little redhead that would not be happy.
Really?
Yeah. She said the tree was not okay. I'm telling you, dude, there is a dent in that tree right now. It is.
It's probably going to not come back in the spring.
She tried to knock it down. She didn't succeed. Like, I've tried to knock a few walls down. I've never been successful. But yeah,
you tried to kill the queen, the Fremont Speedway queen.
Listen, probably.
And hurt the bulldog.
And Craig Dittman. And there was another guy that flipped over in turn 4. I'm not sure what the guy's name was. He had a real big mullet. He was not happy. Like,
with himself or with someone else?
The situation, I'm not exactly sure, but within 15 minutes, they were pulling out of there and rolling coal down cellars. So
gotcha. Okay. If you need any race car parts, race cars, late model for sale still, safety equipment, new seats maybe if you need a bigger seat or something.
If your race program is expanding.
Rear end gear fixing when you have little pieces like this that come out of your rear end.
Here, cross pin?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a three-piece cross
It's a
pin.
three-piece. It's a new three-piece one. You have to pay extra for those.
Yeah, get a full spool. No worry.
Fortunately, a wedge.
Guess what? I got a full spool now.
Look at you.
Fortunately,
You can do that.
it wedged in, and he did finish that race.
Wow, that is lucky.
Yeah,
Extremely.
a lot lucky.
Extremely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't take that out right away, did I?
Nope.
I did run at least. Okay, anyways.
So
he does all that stuff. Give Ron a call, 734-856-7223.
You won that on a broken cross pin?
No, this was earlier in the season.
Oh, I see.
I
Not
I
much
borrowed a
earlier.
rear end from Craig to finish the season.
Oh, that's right. He was asking about a 600 or 583.
That's the one I got.
forget
Yeah, I
what
got
it
to
was.
get
Yeah.
that out this weekend, get it back to him. Give him a call. He hasn't called me yet asking for it, so I'm going to do it this
Nobody's
weekend.
really needing it right now.
It's true. Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race during the summer, not now. It probably wouldn't be very fast at the moment. Awards gathering happening this Saturday, the 18th of November from 1 to 4 at the Fulton Building. It's at the Fulton County Fairgrounds. There's going to be food. There's going to be pictures being taken, and you can buy pictures. Like I said, Charlie from Freeze Frame is going to be there.
Order your 2024 calendar.
There you go. Only drivers, though, can pick up point fund money, but you can bring family, friends, whatever, hang out, have some finger foods, and, whatever. Keep up to date at oakshaderaceway.com. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're on all those. As soon as we have the dates for next year, we'll let you know. And I know people are calling already because somehow I've gotten some of those calls and have to direct them to the correct people. Also got to mention DCR Graphics. Now's the time to call Dale at DCR Graphics. He's will lock in the 2023 prices on decals, numbers, wraps.
The deadline
full wraps.
on that's coming up.
Yeah,
isn't it?
the end of this month. If as long as he has a down payment or an order, and down payment, you don't have to necessarily pay for the whole thing because he can order the supplies
Materials.
the materials at 2023 prices.
Yeah,
prices are going up.
I think
for
we're
next year.
switching over, honestly. Like
To DCR?
yeah, I believe so. I've had a lot of luck. I don't know about luck, but a lot of good product come from where my current is. But his pricing is pretty good. Like it's tough to beat that.
Dale's?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I talked to him down at Millstream for a little bit
Yeah.
whenever they had that open house, and he seemed interested. And now I'm really interested because and I've seen his quality. Everything looks good.
There's some right behind you.
Right, and he'll come out and help you lay it out and everything else. Like laying out wraps is not fun. not a fan.
Yeah, I plan to probably go with him to get my new body decorated.
Rewrapped?
I don't know if I'm gonna get a wrap, but I can work something out there. But and if you don't have a race car that needs wrapped, but you know somebody, gift certificates. He sells gift certificates right there. You can call him at
419.
there it is, 308-9523. I was reading his copy out of order. I didn't see his number there. Once again, it's 419-308-9523. It's scrolling on the screen as well. You can check him out at Facebook at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. He's also our official seller of the Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers. These you can buy. $5. He'll mail it to you.
And apparently
Get
he's
with
selling extended warranties now too.
Is he? I did not know. Oh, we've been trying to reach Cory about his trucks. Oh, yeah. These you cannot buy. So don't ask him about these. I guess he's had a lot of questions about these.
Oh,
these
that's a
you
nice
have to
one.
win.
Those
Yes,
are cool.
And
That's a nice
I got
sticker.
a nice pile here that we're going to be giving away over the winter. We'll give away one of those next week. Tonight, though, #DCR.
No, we will not give one away next week.
Not next week, but in the coming weeks. Next show.
You got it.
But this one is the one you can win tonight for just typing in #DCR in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And let's see. Right now, you have a 1 in 16 chance to win. So the chances are not too bad that you could win that sticker. And again, if you don't win, you can just buy one.
#DCR.
Yeah. And he might give you a quantity deal. If you want to buy a whole bunch of these,
Yeah.
give them away to all your friends, and then they can put it on the race car, be part of the Hammer Down Army, and we'll report on you every week next year. I got some racing news to cover here. You want to help out with that, Cory?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stick around here.
Latest racing news.
All the turmoil going on in the sprint car world, David Gravel has announced that he will stay on the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Tour next year.
As expected.
After a successful event at Michigan's Berlin Raceway last season, the Superstar Racing Experience is returning to the 3/8 mile.
Well, that's pretty cool.
On August 1st, 2024.
Yeah.
So SRX already starting to put a schedule together. During the season finale at Phoenix, NASCAR confirmed that they have already built an electric car. This is something I know you're excited about, Ron.
Lame.
Yawn.
Yeah, I guess you're excited too.
Very.
It's the first time NASCAR has confirmed the development of a car. Days later, a photo of the car leaked onto the internet. Speaking of which, did I
The
upload
spoiler
that?
came off the back window. Did you see the picture?
You mean this one right here that we're looking at on the
Yeah,
screen?
it come off.
Is that off the back window? It's hard to see.
Like it's off the back window, man.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they're saying it looks like an SUV too. I think it looks like.
maybe a Focus.
I
like
saw-
a long Focus.
What's
ZX3.
Haley Deegan's dad's name? Brian Deegan?
Never mind.
He does off-road
Yeah.
stuff. They had an electric off-road car that looked almost exactly like this.
It looks really short too. Like overall,
Yeah,
like
it
the
looks like-
wheelbase is like somewhere around 102,
Like a rice
104
rocket almost or something.
Yeah, just
Anyway.
Wait till one of those puppies catches on
Anyway.
fire.
no kidding. Yeah, get a door impact on that thing and let a battery let go underneath you. That'll be great.
As you mentioned, the wing has returned. More interestingly, the new electric car is a hatchback-type body. The brown wrap on the machine lacks any display of any manufacturer logos. NASCAR has plans to put the car on display. They noted that the car would be placed in front of fans in 2024. It's not likely to be in a race of any kind. I think I saw something about they were talking about doing an exhibition or something next year at Martinsville, I think.
I sure hope they can put a playing card in the spokes on the wheel so it makes some noise.
Racing Power Wheels now.
16-year-old Katie Hedger won the Cookout 100 at Hickory in the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, becoming the series' first female winner.
Pretty cool.
I think
And a
there-
former Hammer Down
Yes,
guest.
and I guess there was some little bit of drama. There seems to be a lot of drama at Hickory.
Yeah.
One of the drivers, I forget who it was, his transponder wasn't working, so they told him to go to get it looked at, and they said that he could come out and see if it was working, and then they changed their minds and said it wasn't or said that he had to go back to the pits. Too bad you can't check it. So he pulled one of those moves the one Xfinity driver did, just parked it right by the start-finish line and got out and walked back to the pits.
Huh.
So anyway, news about the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series and Millstream.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen this anywhere, but I'm on the emails from Barry Marlowe. Hopefully, I stay on him after announcing this. But he sends it out to all the drivers. He's confirmed 2024 races at Limaland, Eldora, Waynesfield, Muskegon County, Atomic, and Millstream for
there
2024.
dates
No
for those?
dates.
Okay.
No dates yet.
I would imagine it's later in the season.
It was
for
also announced that all races for the 360s which is the Great Lakes Super
Right.
Sprint Series, will be GLSS. So there won't
Okay.
be an NRA Sprint Invaders anymore in the GLSS in Michigan. It's all going to be under one umbrella. There will be the Wolverine North region and the Buckeye South region for the GLSS with their own point funds.
Oh.
So they'll still run it kind of the same way. They're just
One
going to
banner,
have
just
in two divisions, which I think was his original thoughts when they took over that series anyways. December 14th through the 16th will be the Gateway Dirt Nationals. 143 dirt late models are set to invade downtown St. Louis. There's no loss there. In Missouri. The Dome of the Americas Center is set to host the Gateway Dirt Nationals on that Friday. Thursday and Friday night, we'll see. I'm sorry. Let me start over. It'll be that weekend, the 14th through the 16th. Thursday and Friday night, we'll see preliminary feature races. The dirt late model field will be split for the opening two nights, with half competing on Thursday, the other half running on Friday. Rusty Schlenk, Nick Hoffman are scheduled to compete on Thursday night. Devin Moran, Cody Bauer will be running on Friday night. So I wanted to go to that this year, and I don't have any vacation because I changed jobs, so kind of disappointed.
Yep, I'm supposed
How
to
you
go
doing?
Gumby at some
How
point.
you doing on sick time?
I don't really have that either.
Practice your coughs. See?
I might have
Very
inhaled
convincing.
too much liquid like somebody else.
Yeah, that's terrible. I
Look-
know the feeling.
Logan Seavey collected his 7th USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship Tuesday night of the season. I don't know what I was writing there. Collected his 7th win, or is it his 7th championship? Anyways, he won. He won Tuesday night at Bakersfield.
Pretty sure that's his 7th win.
Okay. Jade Avedissian, our guest a couple weeks ago, finished 8th. She did not get the win, unfortunately.
That's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool. Buddy Kofoid, another former guest, finished behind her.
Really?
That Logan,
Yeah,
Logan
14th.
TV is he's up. He's gonna be one of those guys.
Be one of those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, much like a
A
buddy.
lot of those guys are
Yeah.
coming out of.
Yep.
I saw a
It's like
couple.
the path now.
Yeah.
It used to be like the path.
Well, a
to,
lot of
like,
other guys are dropping, like sprint car guys, dropping down, running in the midgets as well.
It's the rate, like how quick, like, and the competition's super close.
You ever run a midget?
Love to, but no.
Legendary NASCAR broadcaster, founder of Bar Vermont's Thunder Road, co-founder of Motor Racing Network, and NASCAR Hall of Famer Ken Squire passed away last evening at the age of 88. He was best known for the first flag-to-flag broadcast of the Daytona 500 on CBS back in February 1979.
Real pioneer in motorsports
Absolutely.
announcing.
Who was in that fight in that at the end of the race? Richard Petty won that race, but there was a fight.
Bobby and Davey Allison and
Was it Cale Yarborough? or
Cale
something?
Yarborough.
Okay.
Yep, over there in turn 3.
I remember Ken Squire from Are You Faster Than a Redneck? That used to be on Speed Channel.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah, he did some
Do you remember
drag
that show?
racing and everything else too. Yeah.
He did a lot of stuff. The World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series is increasing its points fund for 2024, making its points fund and bonus program, making it the largest points fund and bonus program in series history. Man, I got to work on writing my prep here. More than $1.3 million will now be available between the overall championship purse and the Winner Circle bonus program. That's a 13.6% increase from 2023. I'm thinking that it's kind of trying to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing.
It's absolutely
Lucas Oil Series. And,
Oh yeah. Them boys definitely force the hands.
So
of
let me ask you a question, because you're not in the late model world.
I'm not, but you know what? Recently, I've definitely become a fan.
Okay.
Like,
But which would you say is the premier late model series? If you
Lucas
had to
Oil.
pick one.
Lucas Oil.
Lucas
It's
Oil?
definitely
Okay.
Lucas Oil.
You think
It always seems like the cream comes out of there.
Okay.
Not to say that
I'm not disagreeing with that.
there just it seems like that's just where the
I think of it almost like in NFL terms, like it's the NFC and the AFC. Sometimes, some years the AFC is a little better. Sometimes the NFC is a little better.
I don't disagree with that, but those guys normally follow money wherever the money's at. They'll move around a little bit. I mean, you do have
And this year's been kind of strange because it's almost like they have a spec chassis.
That's pretty funny. Until you
Yeah.
hear the last couple of races, it was a spec chassis.
Well, how about we give away some Big D's Pizza?
Ooh.
And before we do that, just a reminder, hashtag DCR in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live for a chance to win that DCR Graphics Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, which can go on your window. So it could be a window sticker, but it could also be a...
Oh, I should have given away a
sticker.
Cam Racing sticker today. I didn't even think about that till just now. Could have brought one in.
Well,
Get
if
that
we-
and a Cam Racing
yeah.
sticker. Yeah. I fail at life.
Next time, I'm sure we'll have you on again. You're
give it a
every other
week.
Yeah. We'll do that drawing here in just a minute. First, though, we'll do how many. And we got to take care of last week's how many, too, don't we? Yeah, let's do that.
How many?
It's very important. Last week's how many was, or actually this week's how many was how many USAC midgets were going to be at Bakersfield on Tuesday. That number was 36.
It's a great number.
Ron said 28.
I would have guessed 36.
I said 29. So I was a little closer there.
I should have said 35.
Yeah.
Nobody guessed the exact number as far as our listeners, but we did have a tie. So we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel to determine who our winner is this week. So 2 people guessed 35, so they were 1 off. Pretty close, though. So here are your 2. We have Brian Hammer. No idea who that is. And Gary Cole.
Ooh.
So.
Not related?
I am. He's my brother.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. He just gets lucky sometimes.
Gotcha.
He had no idea it was going to be that many. Here we go. Going to spin for the Big D's Pizza for this week's How Many. And it's
Looks like Gary Cole.
Brian Hammer, congratulations. You are the winner. You have 30 days to claim your pizza from Big D's Pizza in Clyde. And going to get accused of having that fixed again. I have no relation with that website that does that. But
that's not what I heard.
Yeah, you have a chance to win some Big D's Pizza next week. And that's going to be, we're going to do some F1 stuff. We don't usually talk F1.
I'm actually excited about this. I really am.
There's not much else going on right now. Formula One's going to be at Las Vegas. Why is the race starting at 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday?
Is it really?
Yeah.
No idea.
Okay. Well, which is 10 o'clock Las Vegas time. But still, why would you start? Anyway, how many caution periods will there be in the Formula One race at Las Vegas?
Caution periods or caution laps?
Caution periods. How many cautions? Not laps, just how many cautions total.
We had that problem a
few
weeks
weeks
ago.
And I'm being specific on this, and here, we'll even put it up here. How many caution flags, I guess we could say, too.
Okay.
In the F1 Las Vegas race this weekend. So if you're listening on the podcast, you have until, let's say, midnight Saturday night. That's an hour before the race. Well, how about we go right at 1 a.m. Sunday morning. That's Eastern time. 1 a.m. Eastern time, you can still put your guess in if you find our Facebook Live broadcast or the YouTube. Just put your guess in the comments, put a number there. You can only guess once. If you guess more than once or you change your guess, then you are black flagged. You will be disqualified.
And this is a street course.
This is a street course, yeah. And it's like all lit up, whatever. So there's quite a few guesses already popping in there. I guess I have to guess first, don't I? I'm going to go with, I don't even know how many laps the race is. How many laps is it? Any idea?
No clue. I'm just really excited to see race cars go around through
they do. That's
past,
true.
The Luxor and stuff.
They do
like that.
local. No, this will be full course cautions.
Full course.
Yeah.
Well, then there's 13 is not going to be anybody there 6.
All right. Anybody that guessed before 8:09 or before, you can put in a different guess because I did not clarify that.
Yeah, I understood it as even a corner caution.
Yeah, no, because that's gonna be a lot. That'd be harder to track.
Right.
Full course cautions. I forgot this is a road course. You're right.
Yeah.
They do have those in Formula
that's how
1.
I understood it.
Okay,
that's going to be a low number.
Yeah,
it is going to be a low number, 2.
It could be full course caution. So in this, we're pulling a mulligan here. If you were before 8:09 p.m. Eastern Thursday night, you put in your guess.
Yeah, anybody guessed before Dusty?
Yes. You can change you can leave your number, or you can change it, and you won't be penalized. So, just to clarify, full course cautions, and I'm gonna go with Dean's number there, 2. Going with 2.
Cory?
Man, were you deferring?
I'm going with 5.
1?
5.
I'm going with 5.
I'm going to take the under on this.
Okay.
Although I feel Brandon Moore is probably going to win. But
0?
Those guys are pretty good at what they do.
Yeah.
I
haven't watched the Formula One race all the way through in a while.
And everything. They basically just, there is some driving talent.
There's some driving there.
But there's all computer generated, the best of the best of everything that you can imagine being in a race car. So
and stuff you can't even imagine.
Man, that is so cool. Just what they do.
It does look pretty cool what they've done out in Las Vegas. Although I didn't really read into it too much, but I saw some of the drivers weren't too happy about things in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're drivers. They're never happy.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah.
So there you go. Big D's Pizza, chance to win that. How many cautions? And you can guess same number somebody else has guessed. We'll just spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel if we do have a tie for next week. We'll find out who has that. Let's check out.
David Keegan says 4. He's been really good.
Has he?
Yeah.
When's the last time he won?
A couple weeks.
Okay. Well, I guess that's pretty good. Let's check out our Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
So this weekend, USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series in action tonight through Saturday, 16th through the 18th. They're going to be the Hangtown 100 at Placerville Speedway there in California. And then it looks like Merced Speedway in Merced, California on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 21st and 22nd. So that's, right before Thanksgiving. So a couple more races for you for midget fans. And then, of course, as we were just talking about, the Formula One race, the Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix on the streets of Las Vegas, Sunday the 19th at 1 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. And Dave put in quotes, or in parentheses here, yes, the race starts at 10 p.m. Vegas time.
That is incredible. Think about how much money it costs to shut down the strip.
Maybe that's why they're doing it.
Well,
You
10
would think
p.m. is
that's
going to be
prime time.
Yeah, that's on
prime time.
Yeah.
Like, man, that is just, it is crazy. Just crazy the amount, just everything. Like those cars, what's a car cost? Like $4.5 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, incredible. Just
slightly more than a Fremont truck.
it feels like it sometimes.
How about we give away our DCR Graphics Hammer Down Racer Report sticker right now? It's
I'll just take that with me now.
Did you enter in that?
Absolutely.
Didn't you already win one? Yeah, you're part of the Hammer Down Army already.
I got one.
Okay. We can always have more.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's.
I pass you on the high side going down 475. You're going to know it.
First, you got to pass me. Here we go. We got 21 entries now. That shot up there in the past couple minutes. Here we go for the sticker. Yep, I saw your name fly by there. Who's it going to be? Dave Gumby Jr.
All right.
Look at that.
Dave, you can pick your sticker up at Ron Miller Race Cars.
There you go. And you have 30 days to claim it. If you don't claim it, Ryan gets to keep it.
I just want to scratch that baby's head, man, every time I see him.
Oh.
Just because.
I thought you were talking about Dave. I didn't
No.
see him holding the baby there.
Yeah,
There you go. That's for Gumby.
he's got standard equipment of a mohawk. Like, if you look at his head, baby's got a mohawk. It's fun.
And his hair's turning blonde.
That baby's always sleeping.
Oh, it is.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, it
on
is.
Sunday.
It's blonde.
Huh.
Blue-eyed blonde.
Mama's coming.
Thanks
Oh,
to
right there, yeah.
our associate producer, Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. Part of being on the Evergreen Network now, there's a couple more platforms that I thought we were on. Apparently we're not, so that's being taken care of. Of course, we have been on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the big ones, the major ones we're on there. You can always listen as well at HammerdownRacingReport.com. Check out the store, shows, ad info, anything you want on there. Make sure to rate and review us, share us with your friends. That helps us as well. Thanks to our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos,
and many others.
and no Hammer Down hotline this week. If you want to call, leave a message about anything, 419-318-3081. Something you want us to talk about, you got an opinion on something you want us to share, we'll play it on next week's show. Thanks to our guests this week, Cap Henry, and this guy right here,
Yeah.
Cory
Thank you.
McCaughey.
Than's for having me, man. You guys are awesome.
Congratulations to both of those guys.
Yeah,
that
congratulations on the
finally
championship.
Just put it back
It's-
over
it's
here.
done. It's
just
done.
be done with it, and just so many times, man. You have no idea. Just wish my dad was around to see this. Like, that'd have been really cool. But
Steve and Bob.
Steve and Bob too.
Yeah.
Like, just incredible. There was Tony and Vinny and Keith and just guys that aren't with us anymore. That donated their time, blood, sweat, and tears. So can't thank everybody enough for what they do, including our current staff. And they just they're diehards.
Well, when you get things figured out on
there for the beer.
Absolutely there for the beer, especially the B&B guys. Anyways,
when you have your promoter hat on and you have any of those shows for next year locked down, let us know. We'll get you back on for that.
This is my first stop. Whenever I have,
you can make that mile-and-a-half trip and announce it here.
Yeah. Yep. I try to funnel most all my breaking news and stuff, whatever that might be, through you guys. Yeah, that we did that, man. That was cool on the $10,000 deal. That was exciting for me, because at that point in time we'd only before that show we had raised $3,500 or something for the previous one, and I was just hoping for $5,000, and we were 9,600-ish, 9,700, and then we went over $10,000, and ping. I loved it, dude. That is I know we had a favorite moment question at some point in time where.
Well, that was about racing.
Right.
That was your
But
favorite
hammer down moment of all time. I'm sorry, Ron. You asked me to race your late model. That was pretty cool, but. Ping. I get $10,000 worth of bonus money to give away to the racers. That is, so cool. So
don't forget, next week, no show. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be with friends, family, whatever. Go shopping on Black Friday, whatever. But we'll be back the following Thursday.
The Thursday after Thanksgiving.
I think it's November 30th.
Could be.
Whatever that Thursday is after. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back. And we'll be featuring the Attica Raceway champions. We already talked to Cap tonight. We'll Jamie Miller, and maybe we'll get Devin back on as well.
You think?
Probably. We'll see. And
Devin's been getting plenty of airtime, too.
Dale Cole Jr. will be back again. He's going to be giving away that Chase Elliott apparel. I think if you have to comment or share something on his Facebook page, so go to DCAR Graphics, find that if you want a chance to win that.
Now, he'll be here on the 30th?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I told him he's got to, if he wants to do the giveaway, he's got to come in and do it.
That's pretty exciting.
So.
Yeah, it's the first time I've really talked to him over a course of time. He's down there at Millstream, and I like his perspective. I like his direction and everything else. He's
very down to earth.
Yeah, very much so. It's just difficult to find anymore. Most people are in la la land, and especially of his age.
Yeah,
they're, you guys we're all on the same kind of wavelength of sorts.
Some of us are in a little longer wavelength. Waves are pretty far apart.
I'm not sure how to take that, honestly.
With that, we'll have a good Thanksgiving. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Good night, all.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.